Is Miller Lite gonna see this?
No, babe. Miller Lite is not watching
Miller Lite.
my video.
Try this on for a Super Bowl commercial.
Try
Same great taste, less filling. If you're a working dad and change diapers and run on fumes, you also run on Miller Lite.
All right, friends.
This is
get real.
typical your videos.
Can we see?
Like,
I mean, can people see us? Well, you don't sit up that straight. Like, who are you kidding?
you don't even look at me. You literally just look at yourself.
That's rude. I just adjusted it. You need it more?
Well, look. Are you looking at me?
Honey, you know what? Oh, sorry.
Did you look at me one time?
Yes.
What part of me?
Your face.
Because
You
now I have to re-clean my glasses. You just
No.
got fingertips.
Don't
all
even
over.
worry. Fingertips.
Yeah, fingertips. What do you call them?
Fingerprints, you freaking goof. Here you go, Scooby. Snack. Actually, you're fine. Hi, guys.
What do you?
Hi, guys. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm nervous.
Wow.
I'm nervous.
What are you nervous about?
Because I didn't read the questions. We are doing a Q&A. I asked you guys on Instagram to ask us a ton of questions. A ton of questions. And last time we did that, we answered them right on Instagram and they got dirty really fast. Without further ado, let's waste no more time because we can talk. And let's jump right in. Here we go. Is 2 the magic number for kiddos? Or do you see more in the future?
We are very lucky because we have 2 beautiful children.
So thankful.
1 boy, 1 girl, and they're both healthy. Can't ask for much more. We both grew up in families that with a total of 5 in each family, so we all had 2 other siblings. So we'll probably have another one. Although the old sleep phase is not the easiest right now.
Kyle is like, when it's hard, he's like, I'm done. This is it. We're only having 2.
It was like the other
Which,
night.
I get it. I said from the very beginning that I wanted 4 kids. Like, before we had kids.
4 is not happening unless there's twins and the next one's not.
I know. No, you didn't even let me finish. And now that we've had kids, because I always said, like, we'll see when we have kids. And then, now that we have kids, I would be very happy with 3. Like he said, we were both one of 3 children. And I feel like that will complete our family. Do you solely care for the kids and the housework since your husband is working? If so, how do you keep sane?
She definitely runs the house. She keeps it super clean, a super neat, organized house, and she has the kids, you know, 90% of the time. So she's with them, and so yeah.
95%. Oh, I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom. Knox goes to childcare 1 day a week, which is a new thing since I started working more, because I work from home as well. And I'm kind of in between part-time and full-time. I could easily be full-time. I just work whenever I can. Like, whenever I have time, any like alone time or free time is my time to work. So I work as much as I can. So I think it varies a lot depending on the week and all of that. As far as the housework, I do most of the housework because I'm home. I do like the laundry and all that. But Kyle picks up any of the slack that he absolutely can. So when he comes home, he does the dishes 9 out of 10 nights.
Oh yeah.
At least. Like, he does the dishes. I hate it. That's like I do not like doing the dishes, and he scrubs the shower. I hate scrubbing the shower. So those things, like, he'll consistently do.
Yeah. So we're good.
So
we're a good team on that.
Yeah. How do you stay sane, though? Like, I told Kyle the other night, I was like, I don't know how sane I am anymore. Like, I am. I feel like I'm losing my mind. It's a lot. With kids at home, 95% of the time, and then I'm working and then trying to keep this place in order. I think luckily right now we're in a small apartment. That is saving me. It is literally saving me because, granted, this apartment's what, 1,000 square feet?
Oh, I bet it's, yeah, I bet we're 1,300.
So, but still, it's better than a 2,000 square foot house.
We both have to work on it on certain times. More you than me is being like, hey, I need a break. And like you need to do a better job at like scheduling breaks. Like I schedule my breaks.
Or like yours
are normally like, I get home from work and you're like, I need a break.
But then I go and work.
Right.
if you don't work from home or something, you really need, and I still need to do it too, but it's hard because anytime I ask for help, it's because I have something work related to do.
Right.
And I need to do a better job of making time to go out with a girlfriend or go over to a girlfriend's house and have a couple glasses of wine, like just something. I mean, it doesn't even have to be, it could be like 2 hours out of the house.
Yeah.
But I think once a week I probably go out by myself and like, well, or with Elle and like go to Marshall's or something.
Go to Target or something like that. Or, yeah.
Just run a couple errands, like just with the baby, which when you have 2 kids, that's still a huge treat. When will your new house be done?
Oh man, it's like one obstacle after the next. It's getting there. I feel confident it'll be done in 2021, but we're doing things in a difficult way.
Can I explain how we found our land?
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you guys who might be new here, I know we have a lot of new faces, which is one of the big reasons why we're doing a Q&A. We sold our house because the market was hot and we knew that we could make a profit on our home. So we did that. And then our plans were to buy a split unit, is that what it's called?
Yeah, we were gonna buy a 2-unit.
A 2-unit, and kind of like flip it, and we were gonna live in one half, rent out the other, create kind of like some income from that, and then work on building our home. A lot of that fell through due to what am I trying to say?
Unforeseen circumstance.
Or unfortunate circumstances. So at that time we started looking for a house. We were living with my dad at the time, and we started looking for a home. We put a bid in on a home that was almost full price. They decided to take their house off the market, and at that point we didn't see anything like on the market that we were interested in like at all. Kyle's always wanted to build a house. I have never wanted to build a house, but over a year ago now, it was like a year and a half ago, I had found a house online that I fell in love with, and I said, if we're gonna build a house, this is gonna be the house we will build. Like this gives me motivation to build a home. I fell in love with it. It like gave me chills. It's been literally the only house we've considered from the very beginning. Yeah. We've like stayed true to this home. So when we were looking for land, we were looking everywhere. Kyle was writing handwritten letters to people in town. We live in a very small town, and we wanted to live somewhere close, like in the surrounding towns and whatnot. So Kyle's writing handwritten letters. He's going and knocking on doors and like being like, hey, are you selling this field over here? Like anything that he could do to find land. And he found this lot, and it was beautiful. It's in like a very teeny tiny little like development road out like in the country, right? I don't know, 7-10 minutes from town.
Yeah.
Like literally perfect circumstance in our dream town, our dream school system, everything. And it was so funny because when I went there to see it for the first time, obviously I fell in love with it. It was perfect. I loved that it was in a development, but it was in the country. Like, how can you ask for, that? And there was a little dirt road that led like behind the land that we're looking at. And I was like, where does that dirt road lead to? And when we drove back there, full goosebumps. Like it felt like home.
Yeah.
Literally felt like home. And Kyle found out who owned the land and everything, and we put an offer in on land that wasn't even up for sale. So problems have come along with that we didn't expect, because the land wasn't like prepped to sell. It wasn't listed. There was like, there's been like a lot of kind of like hiccups because of that.
Come springtime, we should be able to break ground and dig a hole and start building.
Yeah.
Loaded answer for a loaded question.
Yes, and I really just want to catch you guys up if you are new here, because that is like a huge part of our life right now, and our life is taking like a big turn. But we're currently in an apartment unit that we are just renting, and it's wonderful. It feels like home.
And we keep trying to buy it, but they keep saying no.
Yeah, we would love to buy it. Ooh, this next question. Are you guys not worried about COVID? We have a 6-month-old too, and we don't see friends. Okay.
Yeah, no, we're definitely worried about COVID. I think we're worried about the health of our family in the whole picture. I don't think we're letting COVID ruin our lives. I'm a safety director for a large construction company, so I eat, sleep, and breathe COVID every single day. And I think it's important I follow the CDC, I follow the World Health Organization, and I don't pay as much attention to what the headlines are in the newspapers or CNN or Fox News or whatever it is. I don't pay much attention to what's going on there. I try to do my own thought process based on what the CDC and the World Health Organization says, and no, we basically treat it. You know, if someone's sick, then we're not gonna hang out with them.
Right, yeah, we are asking our friends, like when we go hang out with friends,
yeah,
you know.
And all of our friend groups are great. You know, we have friends that are nurses, we have friends that run daycares, we have friends in all sorts of life. And everyone is, you know, take it back to 2019. If we're hanging out and our group of friends says, hey, my 2-year-old was up all night and they had a fever, then we're not going to hang out with them. And it's really not much different than now. So no, we're not afraid of we're afraid of COVID. Yeah,
we believe COVID is a real thing.
We don't want to get sick by all means, and we don't want to spread sickness to anyone. But we're not going to let COVID run our life, and we're going to do the best we can to be smart about it and protect ourselves and protect other people. We try to wash our
hands, and we don't share drinks like we probably normally would at like a friendly get together, you know, with our friends. I know girls like tend to share drinks and stuff, sip off each other's stuff, share each other's lip gloss and stuff. Like we, you know, we're a little more cautious. We're much more aware of that now, but. Yeah, like you said, I think we just have tried to find a realistic balance for us. You have to find a realistic balance for you, what works for you. And you also have to take into consideration your health.
Your mental health.
Your mental health, 100%, but your health condition as well. If you have a health condition or something,
absolutely,
it may be different for you. So, what is your favorite thing about one another? I love your sense of humor. I love your work ethic. And I love that you come off and pretend to be a hard ass. But you're a big baby. And you're very sensitive. And you're very loving and mushy, little squishy bear.
Thanks, babe. Those are some nice things. I would say the first thing that came to mind would be that I love your passion. A lot of people say, like, anything you do, if you do it, you might as well do it the right way or put 100% into it. You really do. You really do put 100% into everything you do, which drives me fucking crazy half the time. But you really do put 100% into everything you do. So that it's not a common trait among other people. So I definitely respect that, and I love that about you. Also, our family. You put our family first. You work your ass off, which I love. I love someone with a hard work ethic. Beautiful, funny, spontaneous, and she cooks dinner, and it's great most of the time.
Thank you, HelloFresh. How do you juggle both you guys' families during the holidays?
Our families are awesome. We both come from split families, so my mom and dad divorced, her mom and dad divorced. We have like extra.
We have like 5.
We have extra.
We usually have 5.
It's awesome.
My mom, my dad, your mom, Uncle Danny.
Yep.
I love going to Christmas parties and stuff. Like I'm sad this year. We only have like my mom's and my dad's.
Yeah, we might not. Yeah, we might not. Yeah.
It is hard bouncing around with the kids. That is hard. But like I never feel like, I don't know, dreadful or anything. Like I like awesome. Having. It's like you get to celebrate the holidays multiple times in 1 year. Like,
and our kids love
all of our people.
We're super lucky. Yes. Super lucky. We've said that before in other videos. Our family's awesome.
Was it awkward dating your brother's friend? I have a big crush on my friend's brother. Wait, what? Is it awkward dating your brother's friend? I have a big crush on my friend's brother.
Yeah.
Oh.
It'd be the same thing as what we did.
Same thing for you, not for me.
You had a crush on me, though.
On my brother's friend, which is her first comment.
Yeah, I'm your brother's friend.
But then she said, I have a big crush on my friend's brother. So it would be you having a crush on me.
Yeah.
Right.
My friend's brother. Yeah, gotcha. Right. Oh, yeah, we hit it for a while.
Yeah, we did try to.
I broke up with her in her driveway.
He tried to.
Never had to dump a girl I didn't want to break up with before. And then we lied about it. Her parents knew and our friends knew. But for some reason in high school, 17 years old, 15 years old, you think you can hide it from people. So
he would drop me off at the top of our driveway. Yeah. We lived down a long dirt driveway. I'd come walking down the dirt driveway. Kobe's like off. Like my brother's name's Kobe.
And we were co-captain of the basketball team together.
I think I ruined that season.
Like best buds. And the basketball team really did We really did shit the bed the rest of the year, and there was like morale problems, and it definitely sucked, you know, because we were seniors.
I felt so bad.
Now,
Oh,
you know,
I felt so
looking
bad.
back at it, what I would have, I did ask him for permission, and he said no, and I didn't expect him to say no. And then like you just get that feeling like I fell in love with this girl. I just like fell. It was never a feeling like that with any other girl in my life. And what I should have done is just been like, hey bud, I love you. You're my best friend, but I'm gonna start dating your sister because I love her too, and I hope that you accept that. And I never should have. We never should have lied about it. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's tough. But
Here
I mean,
we are.
love is love, you know. I guess
That
just,
is true. Love is love, and you can't help who you love.
you know.
Awkward, but honestly, like 12 years later, however many years later, and we have 2 kids, like obviously it was worth it. So if you really think that that person is the person, don't let anything hold you back, like anything, because I literally can't imagine my life with anyone else. So how did you meet? How long together before engagement and marriage? Okay, so how did we meet? We have known each other
Yeah, a long time. And I pretty much lived at your house. You were
in
like
middle school. He like
in
literally
middle
lived
school.
at
I
our
pretty
house.
much lived at your house, and you were like a little sister, pain in the absolute ass. And next thing I know, I'm walking down the hall, and Riley's walking down the hall, and I'm like, Jesus, she looks good. and then we would text each other after basketball. She played basketball too, and text her after
Yeah, we were
basketball
both on
games.
varsity
and I would like
basketball.
text her and be like, what was the score of the game, even though I could find out from anybody else. But
Also, we used to travel together though. Sometimes the girls and boys varsity teams
Yeah.
would travel together, and we would be like, we would text each other after the games like, nice game. Or,
yeah, you weren't messing with me most of the time though. Because that time you and Leah and Megan
Sherry.
and Sherry and everybody, you were like texting me being like, what'd you say that one time?
What?
You were like, you looked really cute. But you were like, I can picture you doing it, like, you looked really cute. Right? Am I right? Am I right?
How long together before engagement? We were together for like 8 years, I think. I think it was 8 years when we got engaged.
Long time.
And then how long together before being married? So we weren't
year.
even engaged. We were engaged for just over a year.
Over a year.
Just over a year.
April engagement, July wedding.
Yep. And he was gone for 7 months on deployment while we were engaged. So
Yep.
what does Kyle think about your YouTube channel and sharing your life? Is he private?
That's a great question. I definitely like my privacy, and I like my family's privacy. But it's something that she's passionate about, and she's done for a while now, and there's like, you know, there's a lot of positives to it, and she's helped a lot of people, and I think that's really cool. A lot of people have messaged her like privately, being like, hey, you're an outlet. You're an outlet in my life, and I'm going through a hard time, and I look forward to when you upload a new video. So like, that's super cool. Like, that's priceless. Can't put a price tag on that. But there's definitely times where I don't feel like being filmed, but I always tell her that too.
We've gotten better about that.
I'll
Like,
just be
I
like, I
make
don't-
sure to ask you, like, hey, are you okay if I vlog today?
Yeah.
And there's certain things that I've learned that, like, he point blank, he is more private of a person than I am.
Yeah.
I am like, what you see is what you get. Like, I will share it all. Like, I'm an oversharer. Like, that's just how I am. And you are a bit more private. So I've learned certain things that, like, he doesn't like to necessarily share with everybody that make him uncomfortable, which, like, I don't necessarily understand, because I'm like, why? That's life. But at the same time, like, he's my husband, I'm gonna, like, respect that.
I've learned to live with it and respect it, and
But most of the time, you're totally fine.
Oh,
Most
yeah.
of the time, you don't even think anything of it
Yeah,
at this point,
no.
especially vlogging. Like,
no, I would
we
tell
just
you,
go about our day. How to keep the spark alive after being together for so long. Okay. By the way, if you guys are wondering what I'm drinking, Delight. Write this down. I'm about to change your life. Click the link down below. It's water and Tito's. So I do a shot of Tito's, the rest water, and then I mix in my liquid IV. So I either do lemon lime, acai berry, pretty much any of the flavors except for apple pie. I don't really like that one for some reason. I have friends that one's like their favorite.
What the heck is this?
What? It's my creamer.
Oh, what is it in?
I don't like the creamer that I buy. I don't like the container that it comes in. It leaks.
What?
I know.
Creamer leaks?
Yeah, like when I shake the creamer, it leaks like all down the side. So every time I grab it every morning, it's sticky.
No
so I
shit.
bought a freaking glass thing to put it
Oh,
in.
like those little lip ones.
Yeah. It's cute.
No, it is.
Okay, how to keep the spark alive after being together for so long. How, like, okay, first of all, you have to marry, you have to be with the right person. You have to marry and be with the right person. We have fun together, we hang out together, we choose each other, we choose to hang out with each other. Like, if I had the choice to go out with a girlfriend or hang out with my husband, honestly, 9 times out of 10, I would probably choose my husband. Like,
same with me, unless I'm watching a football game.
I feel like you have to be with the right person.
I want to be with the boys.
Because we just have fun together. Like, we actually enjoy each other's company. Like, so that's... Oh. Kyle.
I told you it's cold.
We mess with each other and we don't take anything too serious. And, like...
But we're honest with each other, when you're talking about, like, sex life and shit like that.
Yeah. Yes, and we've become more open as the years go on. It's funny because I'm not a private person whatsoever, but when it comes to sex, I feel like I didn't open up for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I was very, like, we didn't really talk about it much.
Honestly,
we make time for each other.
Like, we're attracted to each other, but you make time for each other.
Yeah, like, the other night, we had a babysitter for Knox, or he went over to my dad's house for the night, and we went out. Like, I love to shop.
And I did it for her. I went to like 2 different stores with her.
Stop. No, but when we first started dating, he used to bring me shopping because he knew that's what I would love to do. So when he would come visit me at school in Boston, we would go like shopping on Newbury Street. Like, he would bring me shopping. He'd buy me like a couple little things, you know, like whatever. And like, a lot of things. What?
Definitely a lot of things. Fuck.
So the other night when we went Christmas shopping for the kids. We went to Marshall's. That's the only place we went. And it just like gave me a little flashback of what we used to do together when we were so young, like straight out of high school. That's what we used to do. And then we got home and the power was out.
That was fun.
So we lit a couple candles. We put Elle down because we had Elle. And we played cards together, and one thing led to another. But it was a really nice night. Like, it was a really nice romantic date night, and I feel like I'm so glad the power was out when we got home, because that was just like the finishing touch. We went out to dinner, and a girl named Portia at Olive Garden paid for our entire meal. Like, so kind. Which actually we're sponsoring a family this Christmas in her name, just in case you are watching this, Portia. We are sponsoring.
It was pretty cool. Okay.
So yes, so we had this really nice dinner, and so many great things happened in one night, but I just feel like that little date night has literally like brought us back together really fast. Like, you just need enough time where it's just the two of you guys and you have time to talk and chat, turn the TV off, flip your phones over, put them in the other room, like whatever you need to do to just... We sat on the couch facing each other, having drinks, having conversation, casually playing cards in and out of conversation.
Over a candle.
Over a candle for hours.
And then the power came back on and we turned the lights back off and continued playing cards. And we were like, why did it take us losing power to do that? And that was cool.
Would you guys ever move?
Oh, I'm sure we would move in the right circumstance and situation, but...
Where he's military, it's kind of like always just on the back burner. In the back of our minds that could be like a thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a loaded question. Yeah, we would move for the right thing, for the right place.
Not after we build our house. We are staying put. What is both of your ultimate career goals? That is a really great question.
Go ahead.
My career goals, I'll be honest, you guys. Thanks to you guys, I could get very emotional and I'm not going to. Okay.
Do it.
Oh, honestly, thanks to you guys.
3, 2, 1, emotional.
Honestly, like my big goal, I hit this year. Like, our lives pretty much changed like overnight.
You work your ass off.
No, but really, I mean, what the heck is wrong with me?
It's okay to be emotional about it.
I know, I'm just really thankful because, like, at the end of the day, like, if you get hired for a job or if you get, you know, a new promotion, like, you really can't, like, it's you. Like, you earned that, you worked your, and I know that I work my butt off and I know that I earn, you know, everything that I have had up to this point, but I also like would not be anything without you guys. Like my job relies on you guys supporting me. So I'm really thankful because my big career goal was hit this year, and I'm super thankful. But my career goals have like kind of changed, like my standards and like kind of what I want to do from here has just been amplified to like my biggest dreams. So eventually I plan to continue doing this as long as I am able to connect with you guys through my platforms and stuff. I do not have any plans on stopping like what we're doing right now. But with that said, you know, once all the kids are in school or something like that and I have more time, like say I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom and all the kids are in school, I would love to have like an online shop, or who knows, I mean at that point, like
boutique or
like a little like even a boutique in our area or something. I don't know, like I would really love to expand on like the following that we have all, you know, kind of like created together, and be able to have another online platform, whether it be like a shop or something where we can all like kind of continue. I don't know, I would really like to create like a brand for myself and stuff. So that would be my ultimate career goal, especially where I have a fashion design degree. I would love to kind of expand on everything. So, but I love you guys, and I literally could not be more thankful for every single one of you guys, because you're the whole reason I'm here.
That was a good answer.
Done crying.
I'm gonna try to not cry and get emotional.
Stop, because you are a teddy bear.
My career goals are I'm hitting them. I'm hitting them as we're going. Been in the military 10 years now, and I just hit E7, or 9 years. I've been in 9 years. 10 years will be January, and I hit E7. So that was a big goal for me. I want to become an E9, a chief one day. So that was a goal that I hit. So I'm really happy and proud. And then on my civilian side, I've had the best job I've ever had right now. I love the family I work for and work with.
Yes.
Love the people I work with, and I'm growing with them, and the company's growing.
We adore them.
And I'm in a spot where I really am surrounded by smart and successful people, and I just keep, every day I learn something from them. So on the civilian side, I'm really happy. And then on the personal side, we've tried for a couple years now to buy an investment property, and it just hasn't worked out, which is fine. That is still definitely a goal that we have.
Did you ever really give it a second thought having more than one child? Not for the second.
No.
We definitely, and then we were going to Mexico when Knox was like 14 months old, and we were like, we might as well try while we're on vacation. We're y'all originally from with love from Florida. We're from Maine.
You must be from South Florida.
Okay. Have you ever broken up? High school sweethearts
Oh
can
my
be
God,
tough. High school sweethearts can be tough.
We
Let us tell you about
man.
it.
We've been dating for so long, like, I don't know if people still do it, but like we would go on breaks, which is the dumbest thing in the world. But when you're a teenager, it's like, we're going on a break. It's like, so
Like,
are we,
what does
like,
that mean?
What does that even mean? So we went on, I don't know, 6,000 breaks. We broke up 4,000 times. So
It wasn't that many.
No.
We actually broke up once.
Yeah.
We actually broke up once where we didn't talk much. He was in Texas for, that wasn't basic training, that was for something else.
Yeah, it was for training, 4 months
Some
probably.
type of training. Yeah, and that's when we actually broke up. So we were actually,
But it was
we
a
were
total
broken up
of,
longer.
Yeah, it was a total of
Probably,
7 months or
I was
something
gonna say
like
8
that.
months, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so I remember texting you one day, I said, now I know what it's like to live without you, and I don't want to live another day of my life without you. And from that day forward, we have talked. Yeah. Like, we have been together since that day. Like, I don't even know if you took us here. We got back together, and you didn't even really take me serious for like a year.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, I don't really blame you because I was so like wish-washy, but I meant it. And we moved in together, and we've been together since.
At the end of the day, we ended up together. You know, we
and our kids are cute.
Our dog is beautiful.
Right. Knox always says, my eyes blue. Like Dada. And I'm like, yes, you got your eyes from Dada. Sissy's eyes blue, like Dada. I said, yes, Sissy got her eyes from Dada. He goes, Braxton's Hazel. Mama. Okay.
Poop eyes, he
Just
says.
birthed him. Poop eyes, yeah. Do you enjoy the fact that you guys grew up together, or does it sometimes cause issues? That's interesting.
I think it's wicked cool that we grew up together and our families grew up together and stuff. As far as like, does it cause issues? We're from a small town. There's always going to be issues, and there's always
It
going to be.
did for a long time.
There's always going to be.
Small town causes issues for a long
small
time.
town. There's always going to be drama and shit like that, but like, it doesn't even phase us. You know?
If it's not too personal, what do you guys do for birth control? Do the good old pull-out method.
Oh boy.
Next question. Was there ever a point that made you two go your separate ways? What brought you back?
Yeah, I would say adolescence.
So yes, I went to school in Boston. So I came from a very small town, went to school in Boston. I was like, you know what? Like I'm here. I had no friends there. I moved there without knowing anybody. I moved into a dorm in the middle of the city. I don't know what I was thinking. Like I would not.
I helped you move.
It's crazy. But with that experience, I was like, you know what? Like I shouldn't have a boyfriend. I should be living it up. And like I wasn't somebody to sleep around anyway. Like that was not me. But I wanted to have fun and not have to be like tied down. I didn't want anyone to, I don't know, like that definitely separated us when I went to school. But it was good for both of us. What brought us back, honestly, like there's like a magnetic field between us.
Yeah, there wasn't
that just like sucks us to each other. Like we would see each other out in public and people would be like, this is obnoxious.
Yeah.
Like this is obnoxious. Like you guys like literally cannot pry yourselves apart.
Like we're not perfect people, and our love isn't perfect, and like our relationship isn't perfect, and we both made mistakes, and you know we care about each other, we love each other, and there was just still to this day there's just a special connection, and it brought us together. So there wasn't one moment, there wasn't one time. It's just I think it was meant to be.
When did you know you loved Kyle? I said I love you first. It was 3 months after we started talking. Granted, we had known each other for like years before that. I just felt like I knew like almost right away. We couldn't get away from each other. I broke up with my boyfriend to be with him.
Most people know they love me right when they meet me.
Wow, I really like this question. Do you ever feel touched out, struggling to give Hubs intimacy after day with clingy baby? First of all, I felt, you know what? I didn't even know touched out.
Yeah,
that is great.
Yeah, no, that is great.
After Knox, I felt that so much, and I felt like sad. I felt very sad about it. Like I had nothing left. I did not want to be touched, talked to, like anything. Like at the end of the day, I was touched out. I love that. With Elle, where she's our second, like I just feel like I'm just owning the Hot Mess Express train so much more than I did with Knox. Like with your first, I feel like you're just like so busy trying to figure everything out, and there were days where like he literally would not let me put him down, and Kyle would get home and I would just like hand him over and be like sobbing, and then by the time we made it into bed, like nothing about me wanted anything to do with him or anybody for that matter. It wasn't like a personal thing, and I didn't love my husband any less. I just did not want to be touched. I did not want to be intimate. So yeah, now I feel a lot less of that. I'm assuming you're feeling that way if you're asking that, and you are absolutely not alone. How long after each baby did you wait to have sex? 3 months postpartum and terrified. So with Knox, we waited the recommended, 8 weeks or something?
I don't remember.
Yeah, we waited the recommended amount of time. With Al, we waited like 3 weeks.
No.
Yes, we did. We had sex in the shower like 3 weeks after.
No.
Yes, we did, honey.
It was more than 3 weeks.
No, it wasn't. It was like 3 weeks.
No, it was more than 3 weeks.
No, it wasn't, honey.
What's the recommended time?
8. 6 to 8, honey.
It was not 3.
Kyle, I didn't have stitches with Elle. It was 100% 3 weeks after. With Knox, we waited like 7 weeks. With Elle, it was like 3 weeks after we had sex in the shower.
Delusional.
We had sex in the shower 3 weeks after we had Elle. With Knox, I had stitches. With Elle, I did not. That was a huge, huge difference. How do disagreements/arguments usually play out?
It's ridiculous. She takes ammunition. She can't remember how to spell, and she can't remember where I put my glasses, but she remembers August 2nd, 2013. You know what I mean? It's crazy. She's built up ammunition, and she can turn an argument into like anything out of anything, and I'm wrong every time, and I don't even know what I'm wrong about.
So what you're trying to say is I should have been a lawyer. I'd be a really good lawyer.
Yes, yeah, you'd be a great lawyer. I don't know how our arguments. We're friggin' polar opposite on arguments.
I like to talk things out. He needs to like walk away, cool off, and then he could come back. But you also sometimes you bounce back quicker. Like sometimes you can be really mad and then really happy, and I'm not happy yet.
Yeah.
Like I need like more time, especially if we haven't like talked.
We're super different. We're super different when it comes to that, and it's taken a long time.
We're still working.
And it's never been easy to like understand each other.
No.
And we're still working on it. But one thing we've gotten really good at is discussing what works for each person and getting better at respecting those boundaries.
That, yes.
So we're far from perfect. I could put my head through a brick wall during an argument. I think I could actually put my head through a brick wall. Like I'm not even kidding. Like I'm looking at the stone fireplace right now. And like if we were in an argument, I feel so confident that I could put my head through that brick wall. And that's just the way I feel. And I try to explain that to her, like, hey, I need space right now because like I'm getting like tunnel visioned, and then she's getting like, well, I need you to listen to me, and like you're not listening to me because you're getting tunnel visioned. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But she also like it makes her more mad that I'm getting tunnel visioned and not willing to like discuss the argument at the time. So it's it's like I need space, but I need to cut my space down and then still finish the argument. So we're getting there.
The other night, like, the baby started crying and you like looked over because you were like irritated that she was crying. And I was like, I'm going. And you easily could have like turned that into like an argument because like I kind of like snapped like, I'm trying to get a cheese stick out of the fridge. I'm starving. It's like, I'm going. But we didn't. Like, we literally just like, we've gotten a lot better. It takes time. You got to give yourself grace. You got to give your partner grace and just like figure each other out. Like, neither of you are perfect and neither of us are perfect, and it just takes time. What's something you love about parenting you both didn't expect? I guess something that I didn't really like think, although I didn't think this far ahead, is like actually seeing your children, and I'm speaking to Knox at this point because he is, you know, just over 2 years old, but seeing your children like truly start to become their own people. Like, yes, they're part of you. Yes, they're part of your partner, but he also does things that we're like, we have like, that's him.
Yeah. That
is all him. And that's just something I never really thought through. Like when you're thinking about your babies and having babies or whatever, and you have a baby, like you don't think of them becoming their own person. And you, even if you do think about that, you don't know what their own person is going to mean, what that's going to entail. And just seeing your child become their own is amazing. And it's like you fall in love with this person you've never known before.
Yeah. It's like you get to watch
the TV off. That's like, it keeps changing our flash. Has that been doing that the whole time? Okay, how do you manage money, uneven bill due dates, joint bank accounts? So we don't have any joint bank accounts.
No, we've never had a joint bank account.
We dated for so long before we got engaged. We were, like we said earlier, together for 8 years before we got engaged and 9 years before we got married. So at that point, we were so used to the way that we were doing things. We were already living together. We were already like, nothing changed after we got married. We didn't change anything because we didn't really want anything to change. We wanted to, we had been functioning fine, so we didn't do any joint bank accounts. When we got married, we were making a similar amount of money, so we just like split everything. And then when I stepped down and then stopped working and went full-time stay-at-home with Knox, we had to adjust a lot of things. How do we manage our money in uneven bill due dates? He manages all of our bills. Like, he manages everything.
I manage the money and manage the bills. And however long the past couple of years, I paid all the bills. But
He's provided for our family, when I went
if
full-time
there's been anything that was
stay-at-home.
like extra, she has provided.
But like, I don't manage any of the bills. Oh, what is your advice for young relationships like 17? That's like, it makes me feel so old. It makes me want to cry.
I know.
Stay true to yourself. That's like one thing I have to say. Stay true to yourself. Don't ever do anything that you feel uncomfortable with. Trust your heart. Follow your gut. I don't care if you're 17. You're not stupid. So just listen to yourself. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. Whether that be in a positive way, if you feel like you truly love somebody, or, then trust that. If you feel like someone's bad news or someone's pressuring you into doing something that you don't want to do, especially in a relationship, like, stand your ground. It's not going to matter. You are not going to look stupid later for standing your ground. You're not going to look stupid later. You're not going to be made fun of later on in life for standing up for yourself or standing your ground or doing the right thing. You might get made fun of in the moment. You might be peer pressured in the moment. But those fuckers will not matter later on in your life. You will rise above. So stay true to yourself. Make the right decision for you, and trust your gut. Surround yourself with good people, and that includes your spouse. How do you find time to be intimate with each other after having 2 kids?
There's more time than you think.
I would say if you can get your kids on a schedule, like right now, if Elle wasn't on a schedule and she was still
that's a good
up,
point.
like we
That's a
wouldn't
good point.
have time together, like whatever. We made it a point before we had Elle that we were like, our kids will go to bed at the same time so that we still have our 2 to 3 hours before bed together. That was a huge priority. So though I'm still getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning or so to feed her, she's sleeping her 8 consecutive hours of the night. And I could very easily, like push her bedtime to 9 o'clock or something like that, just have like a later nap time, yada, yada, yada. But it's honestly, I don't mind getting up to feed her if it means that Kyle and I get 2 or 3 hours together at the end of the day. So yeah, I think that is a big thing. After you have kids, you have to once again make time for each other and figure out a schedule with your kids where you get that time together consistently, like at least, a couple days a week, if not every single night at the end of the day. Does your husband or you have preference about hair down there? My husband and I fight about it. LOL.
You know what I prefer.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think we like it clean.
You gotta think, babe.
Clean shaved? What?
Our kids are gonna see this.
No, because honestly, by the time they're watching this, who knows?
But that's not a question we have to answer.
So I want to balance back to one of your other questions and keeping things spiced up or staying connected, anything like that. You need to support your partner. You need to find a way, whether you agree, disagree, you need to find a way to support your partner. He would support me in absolutely anything that I wanted to do. Like, it could literally be the stupidest thing in the world. He would support me in it. I'm like a little bit more bluntly like honest, but truly, like, it's been a little bit more of adjustment for me to just like learn to support. Even if I don't agree, like, we can talk about it later, but like, I need to back him up and whatever. But also knowing each other's love languages. Know your spouse's love languages. That's just a little tip if
That's a
you
good point.
want to stay connected with your spouse, because that, I feel like, is a big one that we've had to like learn about each other because our love languages are very different. What type of dog is Braxton and how old is he? So Braxton is, he's a bully mix. So he is bulldog, boxer, beagle, hound, pit bull. And he is the best. He is the biggest baby. He's such a good dog. But he's going on 4 years old. He'll be 4 in April. Honey, he'll be 4 in April.
Oh.
Braxton.
Oh, yes.
Knox, you just missed a year. When you went to get a beer, you missed an entire year of our life. Does Knox get along well with your dog?
Oh my God, they're best friends.
They are best friends. And Knox will like, we are caught between letting them figure things out together.
Yeah.
And like teaching Knox that like not all dogs are like Braxton. You can't be in his face when he's eating. You can't sit on all dogs. Like you can't, it's just kind of tough with Knox's age because like you want to watch them develop this relationship together.
We've raised Knox to understand like
we're trying to.
giving Braxton his space and stuff like that. So we don't let him
Yes.
step all over him.
But it's hard because like Braxton doesn't mind. So it's like, and you want them to have that relationship and Braxton's so good about it. And it also like, it gives Braxton attention that he wants. Like he likes when Knox is kind of like all over him. Like you can see his tail wag and he'll like look back and like lick Knox on the face when Knox is like sitting on him. Like he enjoys it in a lot of ways. But Braxton is a very anxious dog and we rescued him.
We're super
So
attentive when
we're
they're
very
together.
careful, yes. What did you do to prepare little man for baby sis? We talked about her a ton.
We talked about her.
We talked about her a ton. We read books like together, Into My Belly, and
Yep.
we just talked about her a ton. I feel like we honestly we didn't like do any like very specific things. We didn't, you know, I don't even think we like bought him gifts from sister when she was born. Like I don't think we did any of that. We literally just talked about her a ton, like as organically as possible. And he understood though. He knew.
Yeah.
He knew. What is it like adjusting from 1 and baby to 2? Love you guys. Love you too.
Yeah, thanks. With one kid, with your first kid, it's like such an unknown. And so you were like, holy crap, like Googling stuff in the middle of the night. Literally Googling stuff in the middle of the night. And
Every little step.
and then with your second kid, you understand that there's phases. And it's easier because you understand that they're phases. But at the second time, you're dealing with 2 phases at one time. So like, I mean, how
We
long,
are right now.
I mean, for 2.5 years now, we haven't, you know, our kids sleep good. They're on a good schedule, thanks to you. But that's not, there's phases. We're on a phase right now where we're running on fumes. And it's just that. There's no...
Elle's going through a sleep regression and Knox is just over 2, which somebody messaged me the other day on Instagram saying that that was like a developmental, like it's very common for kids at this age to just like suddenly develop something like that and to be getting up in the middle of the night suddenly all like out of nowhere again. So a lot of people were like, good luck, this is the hardest transition there is, like whatever. I disagree. I had a much harder time going from 0 to 1 than I did from 1 to 2. I think a lot of that played into, I was working full-time when I had Knox. I was working part-time at a bridal store at that point. I had stepped down from my management position and I was also doing hair and makeup. So between the two, I was like working full-time. So when I had Knox, I went full-time stay-at-home mom from that day forward. So I think that was the hardest transition for me because I wasn't only transitioning into being a mom, but a full-time stay-at-home mom. And it was just a lot. With that said, it is harder having 2 babies. Like, it's just harder having 2 kids. Like, it's crazy. I mean, our kids are 22 months apart. So we had 2 under 2 for a couple months and it's a lot. And Knox has a very strong personality. I think he is going to be the harder of our children, which I'm thankful that we had first. And I don't mean that in a bad way at all. He's just got a strong personality.
Yeah,
he's very strong-willed. He's very independent.
He's you and I.
Yes, he's a lot in the best way possible. It's not in a negative way at all. We're just learning how to navigate that while also having a 6-month-old. You know, like it's hard, but I would definitely say that going from 1 to 2 was easier for me than going from 0 to 1. Okay guys, that is absolutely it for tonight's Q&A. Thank you to everybody who submitted questions for that. If you guys don't already follow me, the baby's up.
Melanie.
If you don't already follow me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me over there. You guys can catch up with us on a daily basis over there, and next time I post a Q&A, you can ask any questions that you might have. We love you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.